Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about transit Saturn Sextile or Trine, one's natal north node. Now, this transit could manifest in the career, hard work, the father, responsibilities, discipline, structure, being in harmony with one's future, destiny, and mission. Now, I'm going to elaborate and expound on that. Well, the thing is, this is a time where it could be very a good time to work laboriously toward one's future. Or it might be a time where a career really that you may be currently in may be tied in with one's future, or you may simply know what career lies ahead for you, having a good, clear picture um, of this. Of the transit Saturn say is in Aquarius. It could be some career in astronomy or electronics or computers or innovation. It could be working with tech labs or doing something with aviation or meteorology as some examples. It may be a time when father, older people, authority figures may be more beneficial in what you're trying to attain for your future at this time, to where you feel you're destined for, what seems to be preordained for you at this particular point in time. And it's also about really where your career, it could be the current one that you're in, or it might be one that you see is upcoming in the near future, is tied in with what your purpose is going to be. I mean, if your transit Saturn stays in Sagittarius, it could be some career or work in publishing or advertising. It could be a printing press operation, working in sports, religion, or it could be college teaching as some examples. It can also be a time where you're taking more responsibility for what you want to do for your future. It could be a very auspicious time for planning for the future. Saturn is connected with planning and premeditation. So this could be an opportune time to be planning for what you feel your future is going to be, laying out a plan for this. Most people aren't going to emphasize their North Node or accentuate that North Node energy until around age 35 or later, that basically that second half of life. So if you're in a time where you're before, you're younger than 35, I'm sure a number of you are that are going to watch this video, then this could really be a good time to be plotting and planning for your future, where you want to be, whether it could be a career or it could be work you want to do, but what you're going to aspire to be. This is the really could be a very propitious transit for that, if you're when you have it, or if you're currently going through it. Now, another thing too is that this is also could be a very positive time to really it could be working on those positive attributes that are associated with the North Node placement that you're trying to develop. If the North Node, going back to Aquarius as an example, if the North Node is in Aquarius, it could be developing qualities such as being unobtrusive, considerate, selfless, altruistic, ingenious, being somebody that's friendly, amiable, that wants to do things for the collective good, somebody that's group oriented, as some examples. And it could be time, and even might even be the the non-conforming energy is not always bad. If you're somebody that's a non-conformist and is doing something positive as a result of it, is not necessarily bad. If the natal North Node, say, is in Capricorn, is another example. Those qualities one may be developing could be connected with being structured, disciplined, serious, responsible, ambitious, career-oriented, consistent, and premeditative. And it's really a time to, when this transit does take place, it's a time, it's about working hard in what you're learning and aspiring to be at this time. If you have your natal North Node, say it's in Gemini in the 9th house, it could be developing, you could be learning and aspiring to be someone that has a wide divergence of beliefs, somebody that has more of a flexible, philosophical outlook, that's willing to listen to to more than one belief, because you'd be going away from the South Node, which would be in that example would be Sagittarius, and the third house would be more about targeting or homing in on one philosophical thought, and it's in this, basically what you're needing to emphasize is the North Node energy. Now, when you have this transit, naturally, when you have transit Saturn making a sextile or trine to the natal North Node, what's transpiring is transit Saturn is also making a sextile or trine to the natal South Node. So it could be working hard and also going away from that South Node energy. It could be a time where you're able to focus and concentrate on doing so more so than you ordinarily would. And it's also a time, when this transit is taking place as well. Um, you're talking about what you're moving. North Node is about what you're directed to and what you're moving toward. So when you have this transit, it could also be working hard, laborious efforts in what you're moving toward. It's a time where you feel you could be that authority, so to speak, on where you're directed to, where you're not, where you don't have to be worrying about other people and putting in, injecting their thoughts, their beliefs on it. When you basically can be your own authority as to what you want to do regarding your future, your destiny and your mission at this point in time. And the thing about it is, this is a time when you have this transit as well. You're also about really Saturn being connected again with the father, older people, and authority figures. These people again can be very beneficial toward where you're going to at this time. And it could even be a time, I know I stated before about you could be the authority in where you want to go, as far as your future goes when this transit transpires. But if you do decide, because something that you decide to do, you need a mentor, you need that guide to help you go to where you want to go, then that could be another option as well, and it would be very propitious for that, for doing so at this time. He'll just give you some guidance based on what you feel your attributes are, your positive qualities, the things that you feel that you could do well, that you could flourish and thrive in. This could be that time where somebody that could be a mentor could also be beneficial to you. So this is another way that this transit can manifest. Okay, it could be about taking that responsibility, which is Saturn again, moving toward your purpose and your destiny, which is the North Node. Now, let's say, for example, if the natal North Node is in the zodiac sign Cancer in the 10th house, it could manifest in nurturing, which is Cancer, your career, which is the 10th house. Now, another way this transit could be expressed, it could be where the father, older people, authority figures, which is Saturn, can be in more harmony and agreement with the attributes, the qualities that you're trying to develop, which is the North Node. Now, let's say, for example, if the North Node is in Pisces in the 11th house, it could be development of, I should say, the qualities you may be trying to develop are being altruistic, forgiving, showing compassion, which is Pisces, and it could be toward friends, which is the 11th house. Now, another thing too is that this transit also can be, again, auspicious for planned and premeditated, which is Saturn, your future, which is the North Node. Now, let's say, for example, if the North Node is in Taurus in the 8th house, it could manifest in having stable and steady, which is Taurus, support, which could be moral, emotional, or monetary support, which is the 8th house. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, yeah, I know that's my signature statement. Anywho, this could also be a transit that could be propitious for laborious work, which is Saturn, which may be connected with one's mission and purpose, which is the North Node. Now, if the North Node, let's say it's in Libra, in the 7th house as an example, it could be just simply working hard on negotiating, cooperation, reconciliation, which is Libra, in as far as your open adversaries go. Reconciling with those people, with those open adversaries. And it could also be another way that could manifest if you have the natal North Node in Libra in the 7th house as an example. It could be a Libra like business partnership, something connected with art or the law or fashion design or some kind of interior decoration, something that is connected with the zodiac sign Libra. Could it be scale production? Being flippant with that, but I guess that would still be a possibility. Libra is about balance and scales. But anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.